Hi everyone, this is Grace Paraza from the Bailiwick Academy and good evening sa inyong lahat. Kamusta naman ang inyong Mother's Day? Yan, alam kong pagod na pagod kayo sa kahapon sa pa-order ninyo. Alam kong ang dami-dami ninyong orders, nakita ko kahapon. Actually, nag-start yun nung Friday pa. Yung iba maaga silang nag-celebrate, no? So, ganyan talaga kapag Mother's Day. Isa yan sa mga busiest day natin sa buong taon. So aside sa Christmas, meron ding Mother's Day. Tapos yung Valentine's Day, 'di ba? So ngayon, thank you sa lahat ng mga nag-join sa amin ngayon for this webinar. Kasi I thought of inviting a person to handle this talk kasi marami rin yung mga nagme-message sa akin, mga nag-i-email, PM, mga ganyan, na nagtatanong kung paano ba makapasok paano kung gusto na nilang pumasok sa groceries or if they want to apply for FDA, yung mga ganyan. Tapos yung mga license to operate, yung mga ganyan. So yung mga ganong mga tanong, wala akong idea regarding that. So, kaya naman, I invited someone who will talk about this so that we will know kung ano yung mga gagawin sa mga ganong mga bagay if we want to go big time, di ba? So, yun. For tonight, we're gonna have our special guest for tonight is a graduate of BS Food Technology, and she's currently employed as research and development specialist. She's also a registered qualified person in the Industry Regulatory Affairs or QPIRA at the Food and Drug Administration of the Philippines. So, iba yung FDA ng Philippines, iba rin yung FDA sa ibang bansa. So, the topic for tonight is for FDA here in the Philippines. Yan. So, she's the one who handles matters relating to application of license to operate, certificate of product registration, and export clearance. So, yan. So let's all welcome Miss Unica Grace Firma. Hello, ma'am. Hi, Unica. Parehas pa tayong Grace, ah. Ayan. Ma'am, naririnig mo po ba ako, ma'am? Ala, parang nag-freeze siya. Hello po. Ma'am, can you hear me? Can you hear me po? Or wala? Hello? Ayan. Parang hindi niya ako naririnig, guys. So, yung, ano, can you guys let me know kung naririnig niyo po ako? Ako kung ano. Can you guys comment sa comment section if you can hear me or not? Naka-freeze yata siya. Ay, hindi. Hello? Can you hear me po?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening po. Good evening, everyone.
Ayan. Naririnig mo po ba ako, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Naririnig ko po.
Ayan. Malakas po ba yung boses ko sa end ninyo or mahina? Mahina po ba yung hello? Mahina po ba yung boses ko, ma'am? Ayan. Ako po, malinaw ako. Ayan.
Hindi, ma'am.
So, Miss,
Naririnig ko po kayo, ma'am.
Naririnig mo pa ako, pero parang sobrang tagal ng delay.
Yes po.
Or, ay, nawala siya. Sorry, guys. Ayan, nawala siya. Ay, yun ang hirap kapag naka-live tayo. Kasi, lagi tayo nagkakaroon ng problem sa connection. Yan. Ayan. So yun, ako naman pala malinaw. So it's probably doon sa ano, sa connection niya. Kasi kanina nag-testing kami and we had a problem. Tapos na-fix na. Tapos ngayon na naman ulit. Yun. Yan. Delay nga po yata sa kanya. Parang hindi niya ako naririnig or delay sa kanya. So let's just wait for her to come back dito sa ano natin, sa session natin. So, guys, ano bang ano, so while we're waiting, ano pag-uusapan natin? Siguro, you can ask me anything muna. Mag-ask me anything session muna tayo ngayon. Ano ba? So if you have any questions doon sa about daily week and the classes, just comment na lang doon sa comment section and then ask anything sa akin. Tapos nang sasagutin ko. Oh, by the way, nakalimutan ako. Yung ano pala, we have class yung sa Look Good and Feel Good ni Miss Angel Yamares. It's a free class for all of you guys. If you have if you want to learn how to look good and feel confident in front of the camera, then you can please watch that video doon sa nandun siya sa free courses doon sa ano sa dashboard ninyo. So access lang ninyo, nandun din yung mga webinars na nagawa namin, tapos yung ano yung mga free courses yung sa brownies, sa chicken fabrication ni Miss Mafe, and eto ngayon yung sa kay Miss Angel. So, if you have time, so please do watch it kasi sobrang ang daming yung matututunan doon. Yan. Nandito na si Miss Unica. Let's try again. Ayan. Hello po, ma'am. Can you hear me? Hello? Sobrang delay siguro to. Siguro, kasi meron naman siyang presentation, PowerPoint presentation. So maybe she can just discuss 'yon, 'di ba? Wait lang. Ayun, nadi-disconnect siya. Sorry, guys. Parang nadi-disconnect nga siya tapos nun ano, sobrang laki ng delay. Kanina nakapag-usap pa kami eh, bago kami mag-ano, mag-live session. Okay. Okay, let's see kung ano, kung pwedeng voice na lang. Yan. So, kung ano, baka pwedeng voice na lang para hindi na masyado yung lag. Kasi yung video, it consumes a lot of bandwidth din. Okay. So, nawala ulit siya. So, let's just wait for her to come back ulit. Kayo ba guys, meron ba kayong ano, meron, sino ba sa inyo, magpo-poll muna ako, sino sa inyo yung currently selling, tapos nun, ano, ang dami na niyang pa-orders. Yan. Tapos nun, yung mga tipong di na kinakaya. Mga ganon. Tumatanggi na sa orders. Kasi darating talaga yung, once na naka-enroll ka dito sa The Valuic Academy, ano, parang ano eh, hindi mo nga kinakaya kasi sa dami na ng orders. Actually, yun yung common ng nakikita ko doon sa mga students namin. Once they enroll, sabi nila, hala, hindi ko naman alam na ganito pala karami. So parang sila na yung sumusuko, 'di ba? So which is a good problem, 'di ba? Kasi ang dami nilang orders eh. Yan. So Hi, Resin. Yan. At saka si Stephanie, ang dami na niyang orders. Congratulations. Yan. Si Resin din. Sabi niya, kaya pa naman, Miss Grace. So, yan. So, kapag may gusto pa kayong, if you have any, any orders pa, yan, open pa daw si Resin. Kaya pa daw niya. So, handang-handa pang tumanggap. Yan. Okay, let's see. Ito, add na natin siya. O, let's see, Miss Unica. Hello, ma'am. Hello po. Can you hear me po?
Hello, ma'am. Naririnig niyo na po ako?
Yes, we can hear you po. Ikaw po, naririnig mo po ako?
Hello?
Hello po, naririnig mo po ako, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you po. Ano, siguro sobrang laki ng delay. Ma'am, if you can see my message na lang po sa Messenger, doon na lang po kita i-chat and maybe you can discuss na yung sa slide. Isa isa PowerPoint
Yes, ma'am.
presentation.
Opo. Ayan.
Please
Siguro ma'am,
check po
medyo
yung
delay
message ko
lang.
sa
Medyo delay
Opo,
lang po siguro, pero naririnig ko po kayo.
sobrang tagal po ng
Okay
delay,
po.
ma'am. Let me just share the screen.
Okay po, ma'am. Okay lang po ba na wala ng video, ma'am? Kasi Apo, okay lang po na wala ng video kasi nakaka-experience po ng delay.
Opo, okay na po na walang video. So, i-share ko po yung screen dito. And then, please check my message po sa Messenger para po, kasi ako po yung
Sorry, ma'am.
magko-control nung PowerPoint mo since nasa phone ka po. Ako na yung magko-control para po uh, ma-share yung screen. Just please check po yung message ko sa Messenger.
Okay. So yan. Hello, good evening po everyone. Okay, so to start po nung ating presentation, tonight, okay, so i-define po muna natin kung ano po yung license to operate. Okay, so license to operate po, also known as LTO, is is also a document issued by the Food and Drug Administration of the Philippines that allows a business to legally manufacture, import, distribute, sell, wholesale, and export food, drugs, cosmetics, and medical devices. And it is also a requirement before obtaining a certificate of product registration. So si LTO po siya po ay ini-issue siya, document siya na ini-issue ni Food and Drug Administration. And as a business po na gusto na kumbaga, mag-level up yung business natin, we need to have this license to operate o yung tinatawag po natin na LTO. Okay, so next slide po tayo. The need for a license to operate. Okay. The FDA is mandated by RA 9711, or known as the Food and Drug Administration Act of 2009, to regulate all establishments, namely manufacturers, traders, and distributors. Yung distributors po, it can be importers, exporters, and wholesalers, and to issue product market authorization prior to doing business. Okay, so sabi ko nga po kanina, yung LTO po, again, i-issue siya ni FDA, and ang ultimate aim po niya is for the consumers to know kung yung atin pong mga facility in where pinaprocess yung food ay compliance to food safety and different food safety rules and regulations po ng ating bansa. Then next po tayo, with the license to operate, we have initial application and then renewal application or variation para po sa ating mga applications. Unahin po natin yung initial application. So doon na po tayo sa requirements. Medyo mabilis po pa tayo, pero proceed na po tayo sa requirements. So first po, for the initial application, kailangan po magkaroon tayo ng accomplished e-application form with declaration of undertaking. So lahat po ng application form natin, makikita po siya sa eservices.fda.gov.ph or sa e-portal. e-portal.fda.gov.ph. And then, next po natin na requirement is the proof of business name registration. With this po, pwede naman tayo mag-present ng DTI registration or SEC with articles of incorporation, board resolution, or partnership resolution. So meron naman na po tayo niyan, yung DTI registration. Kasi upon po pag yung business po natin, i-register natin agad for DTI. Kaya madali na po siya, available na siya agad. So parang i-upload lang natin siya dun sa my site. Next po is letter C, yung ating pong proof of income. Okay, so important po si proof of income, and dapat latest audited financial statement with balance sheet po siya. Isasama din po siya or i-upload din po natin siya doon sa e-portal doon nung sa application po natin as proof nung ating application. And then the last po would be payment of fees through Land Bank of the Philippines or BancNet. With the payment po, parang i-encourage ko yung everyone na ang try na lang po na platform is through BancNet. Kasi I experienced po before, nung sa Land Bank ako nagbayad, parang iipunin muna ni Land Bank yung mga application and madi-delay. So parang kung konti pa lang yung application, hindi pa niya agad forward to FDA. So mas maganda po, sayang din yung weeks na tumatakbo na sana yung application nyo rather than naghihintay lang po tayo. Okay po. So next, yun po yung sa initial application. Next po is renewal. Kagaya lang din po nung sa initial application, again, i-access lang po natin yung e-application form doon po sa e-services or doon po sa e-portal po natin. And then, payment, letter B po is payment ng fees through Land Bank of the Philippines or BancNet. And with the renewal po, ina-advise po na 120 days before the expiry ng ating LTO, makapag-renew na po tayo. So next po tayo is variation. Next slide, variation. Again po, i-accomplish lang po ulit natin yung e-application form with declaration of undertaking. Next would be yung documentary requirements depending on the variation or circumstances of the establishment or the product. With variation po, meron po si FDA na sinet na major and then minor variation. So as you can see po on the slide, I have cited an example of a major variation. So first would be transfer of location of manufacturing plant. Okay, so for example, lilipat nyo na yung manufacturing plant nyo from Quezon City to Laguna. You have decided na ilipat na. Ang magiging requirement po niya is business permit reflecting the new address and updated site master file. And then, yung application po na yun, that would be for major. For example naman, you have minor variation. So under minor variation, for example, transfer or addition of warehouse. Ang requirement po natin dito is business permit reflecting new warehouse address and then payment of fees again through Land Bank of the Philippines or BancNet. Okay. So next slide po tayo. Procedure for application of LTO. Ito na po yung buong process ng application po ng LTO. Filing of application, tayo po yung gagawa po niyan, and then the payment. Evaluation would be done by an FDA personnel po, kung compliance ba or complete ba yung mga documentary requirements na ipoprovide po natin sa ating application. And also, yung inspection po, kung sufficient yung requirement or yung mga documentary requirements na na-provide po natin or na-upload natin sa e-portal or e-services, magpo-proceed po ang FDA personnel with the inspection. Sa inspection po, pre-inspecting po ang pre-license inspection po ang gagawin to every manufacturer. Okay, ibig pong sabihin, bago po i-issue yung LTO, magpapadala po muna si FDA ng mga personnel to inspect yung ating manufacturing plant. Pero kung hindi po tayo manufacturer, if we are distributor or trader, post na po yung magiging inspection sa atin, dun sa ating site, dun sa ating business site. And then, checking po ng application status, this would be done by the one who filed the application. Meron pong ibibigay sa atin na document tracking number, si FDA, and then we can check that doc track dun po sa site po nila or mismong doon sa e-portal services po, e-portal or sa e-services po para ma-check kung nasa na po ba yung ating application, kung nagpo-proceed na po siya. Okay. And then last would be po yung releasing of LTO. So with releasing of LTO, pwede may options po tayo dito. Mamaya makikita nyo din dun sa represent ko na slide. Pwede po siya na pick up at releasing section sa FDA or pwede din na ipa-deliver sa ating address. Kung ano po yung address na ilalagay po natin doon. Okay? So next po. Okay. So FDA user account. Ano po ba ito? So si FDA user account, this is yung primary po natin na kailangan for us to apply nung LTO o para magkaroon po tayo to have access at eportal.fda.gov.ph. So to have an FDA user account, what we need to do is to send an email request at fdac@fda.gov.ph. So we just need to state po yung subject is request for ELTO user account. And then, yung body po ng ating email would be email address. Not necessarily po na kung ano yung ginamit natin na pang-email, dun din isasend ni FDA yung user account and the password. So, dapat po isite natin na dito sa email address na to, dito po, ito yung the one who would receive nung ID and then the password. Next po would be the name of the authorized representative of the company and what is the position in the company po ng ating authorized representative. Then po, next slide please, yung contact number and then yung company name po. Okay, hindi ko na po ina-touch dito sa slide but you can see the authorization letter po dun po sa FDA Circular 2016-014. Okay po. Next slide please. Okay, so proceed na po tayo dun po sa ating pinaka-ELTO application. Okay, so kung nabigyan na po kayo ni FDA ng user account, you already have your user ID and then yung password, what we need to do is to go to the website na eportal.fda.gov.ph. And then input lang po natin, makikita niyo po din sa slide is yung user ID po na provided ni FDA, and then yung password. And then just click login. Okay, next slide po. Ito na po yung pag pinaka-actual application na po tayo. So sa next slide po, makikita nyo po, new case. Okay, click nyo lang po yung new case and then license to operate. Okay, and then i-click lang din po natin dun sa site yung start case. Next slide please. So yan po yung declaration and undertaking. Okay, na parang nakasite na po dyan yung, for example po, I likewise declares, undertakes, and agrees that I, the said establishment, shall be open during its business hours under the supervision of a PRC registered professional. Para po ito dun sa mga drugs. So generic po kasi yung ano niya. What we need to do is i-click po natin yung nasa baba na yes, I agree, and then continue para po mag-proceed tayo dun sa ating application. Okay, so declaration po yan ng inyong business. And then next po, yung under general information, yung product type po natin. So ang may choices po yan kung food or drug or cosmetic. So of course, kung sa food po kayo and food po tayo, i-click lang po natin yung options for food. And then primary activity would be manufacturer. Okay, may options po dyan, manufacturer, distributor, exporter, pero i-click po natin yung manufacturer. Okay. And then, next po is yung declared capital. So, nakasulat po dito yung declared capital. That's why po, kanina, dun sa slide natin, kung mariremember nyo po, important po na i-provide yung proof of income kasi ibabangga po ni FDA, the evaluator, check po niya kung tama po talaga yung dineclared natin din na capital. And then type of application, initial po. Pwede po siyang initial, pwede po siyang renewal, yung diniscuss po natin kanina, or variation. Next slide, please. Okay. Next slide, please po, yung establishment information po natin. Dito naman po makikita yung name of establishment. So you need to input yung kung ano po yung name of establishment natin. And dapat yung name po na nakalagay doon is yun din po yung nakadeclared. For example po, single proprietor po kayo. Kung ano yung nakadeclare sa DTI registration po natin, yun dapat yung i-cite natin sa name ng establishment. If corporation, kung ano po yung exact name na nakalagay doon sa SEC po, yun dapat yung ilalagay. And then, establishment owner, cite lang po natin kung sino po yung owner. And then, yung tax identification number ng company. For the contact information, you have 3 options po. So, pwede po dyan na email, then pwede pong mag-add. Pwedeng mag-add ng email, and then mobile number, or yung telephone number po. Okay, next slide please. For the product line, meron po dyan ang product category. So, this depends on ano pong category yung product po natin. So, example po dyan, fats and oils and emulsions, ready-to-eat savories, frozen desserts. So, kung saan po nakakategorize yung product nyo po, dun nyo lang siya i-click. So, ika-category nyo po siya dun. And then you can place remarks dun sa bandang side po natin, right side. Next slide po. Okay. Under warehouse address, okay, meron po tayong address line 1 and then address line 2. So, under address line 1, ilalagay lang po natin yung unit number, floor, building, lot, block, face, or street. And then, yung region po natin, kung saan po tayong region or province, kung saan pong province, or kung dito po yung manufacturing plant nyo sa NCR. And then, kindly cite din po yung city. Lahat po yung, basta nakakita po kayo ng may arrow, pag clinic po natin yun, magbibigay naman po si portal ng options. And then, makikita po natin, meron po doon na GPS latitude and GPS longitude. Ang gagawin lang po natin is to click show map tool. So, mag-generate na po siya. Pag in-input po natin ng complete yung ating address, once we click the show map tool, automatic na po niya na i-represent yung GPS latitude and then GPS longitude. Copy-paste na lang po natin siya. And then, pag you're done with that part, click nyo lang po yung Add Warehouse na button. Automatic mag-upload na siya dun sa baba, sa list of warehouse. Yun. Okay, next slide please. So, for the plant address, ganun din po siya. Kasi minsan, separate po yung plant address and then warehouse address natin. Pero kung pareho naman po yung site and plant address po natin, pwede naman siya na magkamukha lang. Okay. Yun. Same thing po kung ano yung ginawa natin dun sa warehouse address. Ganun lang din po yun. I-click lang din po natin. Then next po, yung detail. Next slide please. Details. Dito po tayo sa details of the authorized officer. Okay. So, click lang po natin. I-state lang po natin yung last name. And then yung first name, middle name, yung designation po ng authorized officer po natin. Kung CEO, President, General Manager, owner po ba siya for the sole proprietorship, CEO, President, General Manager, Head Quality Assurance or Control, Head Regulatory Office Affairs, and then Head po ng Production. Okay. Then, we will state po yung tax identification number ng person. And then may options din po for the government-issued identification document. Ano po yung type ng ID na ipepresent natin dito sa application? Kung SSS po ba siya, PRC ID po ba siya, passport passport ID po ba siya? Okay, yun po. So, depende po kung ano po yung i-click natin na ID na ipoprovide. Provide lang din po natin yung number and then yung expiry. And then provide po natin sa baba yung contact information nitong authorized officer. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. So, contact information. Okay. Continuation po is yung email. Provide po natin yung email, landline, and then mobile address ng ating qualified person. Authorized person rather. And then, next slide po tayo. Okay. So, dun po tayo sa details of the qualified person. Yung kanina po, authorized person, ngayon po, qualified person. So, cite lang din po natin yung last name, and then yung first name, yung middle name, ano po ulit yung designation, the email address of the qualified person, the tax identification number, and then provide po ulit yung details for the ID, the expiry. And then click lang po natin yung add na button, automatic na po siya na mag-upload dun sa list of qualified person. Okay? Next slide, please. Next po, upload natin yung requirements. Okay, so yan na po yung makikita nyo, choose file. So, i-attach lang po natin dito sa ating application yung business or mayor's permit or barangay clearance reflecting the exact business address of the establishment and then the site master file. So, kung ano po yung mga na-mentioned requirements kanina sa on the previous slides, for example, yung sa initial application, if you're applying for an initial application, i-upload nyo lang din po siya dito. Okay, and then you would click next po. Okay, pakita po natin, next slide please. Ayan. So, kung mayroon po pong mga additional na requirements, i-click lang po natin yung word na attach, tapos i-upload po natin yung additional requirements po depending on our application. Kung initial na po siya, kung renewal or variation po yung ating application. And kapag mag-upload din po pala tayo ng documents, we need to have, yung document natin is PDF file or PNG file po siya. Yun lang yung ina-accept ni e-portal na type ng document. Okay, next slide please. Ayan, so kapag na-i-upload nyo na po yung mga requirements, when you click the next step, you would see the order of payment, yung generation na ng order of payment. And then click nyo lang po yung open, so automatically the file would be downloaded on your computer. Tapos print nyo na lang po yun, and then click next step. Then magpo-proceed na po yun sa payment. Okay, pakibalik po sa next slide. Ay, sa last slide. Okay. So, yun, magpo-proceed po kayo sa payment. Again, yung payment po can be through Land Bank of the Philippines or through BankNet po. It is important to click the next step kasi baka akala po natin tapos na pagdating dito. So, hindi po. I-download po natin yung, again, we should download the order of payment and then click po yung next step para mag-proceed po yung ating application. Okay? Next po. So, ito po yung pinakabago na ni FDA, the e-services. Yung kanina po is e-portal. Dito po sa e-services, katulad po ng, parang katulad lang din siya nung sa e-portal. Ang kinikater pa lang po kasi ni e-services is yung tulad po ng nakikita nyo, for food, is the distributor and the trader. So, yung mga mag-a-apply po na distributor and trader, pwede na po yung gamitin itong platform na to ni FDA, the e-services. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. So again, for food distributor, you can apply for an initial application, renewal application, or variations. Parang katulad nga lang din po siya. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. So unlike po nung kanina sa e-portal, meron siyang FDA user account. Ito pong si e-services, hindi naman na siya nagre-require ng FDA user account. Direct na po natin na pwedeng i-file yung application niya dito. Pero sa ngayon, wala pa po yung for manufacturer. Again, ang nandito pa lang po is yung distributor and the trader. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo po dun sa left side of your screen, same lang po talaga siya ng category ng application. Yung mga applications po, declaration and undertaking, the general information, establishment information, yung office address, warehouse address, authorized officer, qualified personnel, and then documentary requirements and self-assessment review para ma-review nyo lang po yung full application nyo. Kung ano po yung kanina na application po natin, ganun lang din po siya. Next slide, please. Okay, so yun po yung full process and actual po na application on the e-portal or the e-services. Proceed po tayo ngayon with the CPR application. With the CPR, it is also there's the name Certificate of Product Registration and a permit or product market authorization issued by FDA to product evaluated and granted approved. So, if yung ating pong LTO is to ensure if yung facility natin is within food safety laws and regulations, si CPR naman po, i-issue lang siya ni FDA if we have ensured na yung ating product is within food safety and safe for customer consumption. Okay? So, i-issue, si FDA din po nag-issue ng document po na ito. Next slide, please. And CPR registration is based on the FDA Circular 2016-014. Okay? Katulad po kanina, again, we could apply CPR via e-registration portal, yung ating pong e-portal.fda.gov.ph. And then, requirements po niya, yung application form on the e-portal, yung payment, and then clear and complete loose labels and product presentation in all angles. Okay po. It should be PDF or PNG file as I mentioned before po. Next slide, please. Okay. As applicable, specific documents to substantiate claims based on classification of product, low, medium, or high-risk product. Sa application po ng ating CPR, depende po kung ano po yung classification ng ating product, kung low, medium, or high risk po tayo. Kailangan po nating mag-attach ng mga specific documents. Ano po ba may specific documents po na yun? Example po, Certificate of Analysis ng ating product, Stability Study, Certification for the use of halal logo, organic or sangkap Pinoy seal, etc. in PDF or PNG file. Next slide, please. Okay. The procedure for application of CPR, una po is the filing of application, and then pag na-accomplish po natin yung e-application form sa portal, yung nakarating po tayo ng dulo, mayroon pong pre-assessment si evaluator, FDA personnel. Kung sufficient po yung ating na-provide na documents and requirements doon sa e-portal, magpo-proceed po tayo sa payment. Pero kung hindi po, magpapadala sila sa inyo via email kung ano po yung deficiency ng ating application. So, note niyo lang po yung deficiency na yun and then you should correct it. Then, run niyo po ulit yung application, attach niyo po dun yung kailangan or isite niyo po dun yung found na deficiency para makapag-proceed po ulit tayo sa payment. And then, next would be evaluation, checking, and then releasing na po ng CPR. Next slide, please. Okay. So again po, ito po ulit yung e-portal. Login lang po tayo through with our username and then password. Then click login. Next slide, please. Okay, so new case po tayo. Again, click lang po natin yung new case. Pero this time, ang i-click na po natin is yung food product registration. So click lang po natin yun and then click natin yung start case. Okay. Again po ulit yung ating declaration. So gusto ko lang pong i-highlight dito sa my declaration is yung, medyo maliit nga lang po siya, no? Yung Administrative Order 2014-0030. O ito po yung product labeling requirements. Okay, important po na masunod po natin yung administrative order na to para ma-comply po natin or complete po yung ating application. Minsan po kasi bumabagsak yung application dahil hindi na-meet yung required na requirements ng product labeling. Okay po. So again po, i-click lang na next slide please. Yung yes, I agree. Yun. Yes, I agree. Then continue. So for the general information of your product, meron po dyan yung application type. It would be initial, amendment, renewal, and reapplications po yung options po natin. So click nyo lang po if you're if you'll be having an initial application, kung initial. Okay. Next po. Okay. For the food product application, yung type of food product, as I have discussed po kanina, pwede po siyang maging low risk food product or medium or high risk. Okay. So dun po sa, may guidance din naman po si FDA kung paano po natin malaban dun po sa kanyang annex. Maka-categorize naman po natin, given po yung list para makategorize nyo if your product is a low risk food product, a medium, or a high risk. Okay, so for example po, yung breads and rolls. Yan, these given breads and specialty breads or soda. Okay, under po yan ng low risk food product. Yun po yung category niya, F1A. And then, cite nyo lang po yung inyong brand name. For example, your brand name is Sweet and Treats, and then your product name is a Pianono Roll. Okay, next slide, please. Cite lang po natin yung company name as listed po in LTO. Sweet and Treats, example natin is Sweet and Treats Corporation, and then your address as listed in the LTO. Dapat exact po yung kung ano yung nakalagay sa LTO na exact, yun din yung isa-cite po natin siya dito. And then provide po natin yung region, and then yung LTO number, LTO validity, and then number of years applied. So as you can see po dito, meron na siyang LTO number na nire-require. Kasi nga po, hindi po tayo pwede mag-apply ng CPR unless we have a valid LTO. Requirement po muna na una ang valid LTO before applying for a CPR. Number of years applied for product registration, again po may arrow, 2 years, pero may options po yan. Could be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. And then provide lang po natin yung ating contact information, mobile, email, or your telephone number. Next slide, please. Okay, under establishment information, select lang po natin yung corresponding company activities po natin. It could be a manufacturer, importer, distributor, wholesaler, or trader. Piliin nyo lang po sa options. Then next slide, please. Okay. And then, sa list of ingredients po, ayan, indicate lang po natin yung list ng ating ingredients. So, yung pinakauna po, decreasing order po siya. So, kung ano yung pinaka main ingredient, yun po yung ilalagay natin sa una. And it is important kung ano po yung declaration natin dun sa label natin, exact declaration, yun din po yung ilalagay natin dito sa application. So, it is important to declare all and same on label declaration. And another po, for example, ang ide-declare po natin is yung common name ng ating ingredient, hindi po yung functional name. Example natin is si lecithin. Okay, i-declare po natin yung common name na lecithin, and then yung functional po niya, emulsifier. And then, i-declare po natin kung ilan yung percentage or dosage niya doon sa ating product. Ito po, yung declaration po ng percentage, nire-require po siya for the food additive and the food preservative na meron po doon sa ating product. And if you have multi-ingredient composition, i-declare po natin siya. For example, non-dairy creamer as follows. Lahat po ng ingredients list ng multi-ingredient po na yun, i-declare din natin siya. Okay. Next slide, please. Product specifications. So to ensure the completeness and accuracy of the details for the parameters and specifications in coherence with FDA standards. So describe lang po natin yung ating product. Example, give an example, canned Spanish-style tuna chunks, pickled cucumber in brine, dried fish, frozen corn kernel, milk powder, etc. So dito na po yung mga physical, first po yung physical attributes po ng ating product. Color. Kahit nyo lang po kung anong color ng inyong product. And the next slide, please. Yung odor. Yan. Odor, and then taste, texture, and then yung form. If your product po is liquid, in powder form, yun. So, size lang po natin, or in gel. Next slide, please. Next po is the chemical characteristic of your product. Give an example po, what is the moisture content, what is the water activity, pH, etc. And then, the microbiological components of your product or attributes of your product. Example po is coliform or E. coli, salmonella po. Next slide, please. Shelf life po and other information. Declare lang po natin yung shelf life ng ating products in months. And then, anong type ng shelf life po? Shelf life study yung ating ginawa. If it is an actual shelf life or accelerated shelf life, may options po tayo doon. And then, the packaging material type or name, kung bottle po ba yung ginamit po natin, PET, HDPE, or parchment paper, isa-cite po natin yung specific na packaging na ginamit po natin. And then description ng product in commercial presentation, kung individually wrapped in pillow packs inside laminated plastic pack or in bottle, yan, pwede nyo pong ilagay doon. 300, for example po, 350 ml PET bottle. Yun, ganun po siya. Or in 90 grams, tas state po natin, 2 sachets by 45 carton box. Specific din po siya. And then your storage requirements. Kung store lang po ba siya in a cool, dry place or meron pong ibang required temperature, refrigerated po ba yung ating product, or once opened, kailangan po ba siyang i-ref, kailangan din po natin i-state po doon. And then, next slide please. Function of the food material. Okay, so kung yung ating po bang is emulsifier or bakery ingredient po, preservative, Or for example po, condiments po siya, sauce po siya, or yun po. And then sources po ng allergen, kung meron pong allergen yung ating product, kailangan po natin siyang isite. Kung wala naman po, pwede naman po nating ilagay na none. Wala pong allergen yung ating product. Then your lot code and interpretation, kung paano po kayo nagsiset ng inyong lot code, ilalagay na din po natin ito and i-explain din po natin sa section po na ito. And then yung last po would be your expiry date. Ilalagay din po natin siya. And i-define din po natin siya dito sa section na to. Okay. Next slide po. Upload na po natin yung documentary requirements. So for this page po, yung nire-require niya to be uploaded is the image of the product label, again in PNG or PDF file. And then yung nasa second po na section is yung picture naman po ng product in commercial presentation in all angles. So for example po, yung product nyo nakaharap, tapos yung side naman, yung left side, and then yung right side. So gusto po lahat ng evaluator makita po yun, yung actual na product picture. Okay, next slide please. So, susunod po dun is your product for export. So, kung no naman po, pwede po natin yan na i-click lang yung no. Pero kung yes po, you need to upload purchase order or requisition, a request for quotation, and then valid notarized agreement signed between importing and exporting parties of the importing company, or yung agreement po na nyo as manufacturer or supplier, and then yung with your customer. Then, next slide po would be, do you have nutrient? Kung yung product nyo naman po ay may nutrient content claim or nutrient function claim and other health claims, kailangan nyo din pong mag-upload ng documents to substantiate yung inyo pong claim, like certificate of analysis or quantitative analysis and computations. Okay, so next slide please. Do you have IPO or trademark or logo seal? Example po natin, isang Cup Pinoy, organic halal on your label. Kung wala naman po, pwede nyong i-click na no. Pero kung meron po, again, kailangan po nating mag-upload ng documents to substantiate yung ating logo or seal. I-click lang po natin choose file, then we upload the PNG and or the PDF file. Next po. Okay. So if your product is cooking oil, may nire-require din po si portal na Certificate of Analysis for Vitamin A. I-upload lang po ulit natin yung document and to substantiate yung ating claims po. Next slide, please. Okay. So on this slide, makikita niyo po on that page yung lahat ng documentary requirements na na-upload nyo before dun sa application. So review nyo lang po itong attachment na ito, and then kung may kulang pa, i-attach nyo lang ulit siya para hindi ma-delay yung ating application. And yun nga po, meron siyang maximum 2 MB file para po dun sa files na nire-require. Okay, so next slide please. A few reminders lang po. It is important yung completeness and appropriateness of documentary requirements. So, para hindi po ma-delay yung ating application, or habang nire-review na, ang marireceive nyo is makareceive tayo ng denial letter. Tulad po nung nasa baba, immediate compliance and deficiency when a denial letter has been received. Kasi possible po na kung hindi complete and appropriate yung documentary requirements po natin, na i-upload na natin and we have submitted the application, babalik po sa atin is a denial letter. Pero this doesn't mean na failed na yung ating application, kasi FDA is giving a chance for us to correct yung deficiency. Kaya doon sa denial letter, we need to comply dun yung deficiency, ma-correct po natin para mag-proceed yung ating application. And then last would be familiarity on the process of application or seek assistance from industry experts. Okay. So yun lang po yung ating slides. Okay. So may mga questions po that would end our slides po. Okay. So may mga questions po na sinend dito sa atin. Sino yung mga dapat mag-apply dito? LTO and FDA. So yung dapat po na mag-apply dito is yung authorized personnel po natin. Yun. So yung authorized personnel po natin, tulad po nung na-mention po kanina, kaya po kung mapapansin niyo po dun sa ating application, meron po tayong request na user account. Yun. So kailangan po yung authorized representative, pwede din po siya yung mag-send ng application. Kaya po dun sa ating user account, pwede nyo na pong isite doon direct yung email address ng inyong authorized representative who would do the application. And then next question is, dapat ba lahat ng mag-apply dito meron ng physical shop? Physical shop. Siguro po dapat na. Kasi po, or physical shop or the manufacturing site. Kasi nga po, kung kayo po ay manufacturer, dapat po talaga meron kayong physical manufacturing site. Okay, so pag shop po kasi parang ano lang to dun mo lang i-display. Pero kung kayo po ay manufacturer, dapat po meron na kayong physical na manufacturing plant. Kasi yun nga po yung o-audit or isa-site visit ni FDA inspector para po kayo ma-issuehan ng license to operate. Okay. Again po yung atin pong LTO para po ma-ensure na yung facility ay nagpa-follow ng food safety regulations. Yung facility po kasi yung i-audit or i-inspect po ni FDA para po makakomply sa mga food safety and regulations. So once po tayo ay nakapag-comply po doon, i-issuehan po tayo ng license to operate. Ano yung required product labeling? So again po, yung product labeling po natin, makikita po natin yan doon sa may administrative order po natin, yung 2014-0030. So example po, sa product labeling, nandun po complete po yung inyong brand name, and then yung product name, yung complete list po ng inyong ingredients, and then yung ating nutrition facts, nandun din po. Si FDA po, may nire-require siya na nutrition facts. Yung declaration po natin is in percent RENI. Okay, kailangan po ganun po yung presentation. And then yung allergen declaration po natin, and then yung, syempre po, yung size or yung weight ng ating product. So, ilan lang po yun sa mga nire-require for the product labeling. Ingredients list, kanino ipapacheck ito sa food tech? So for example po, kayo naman yung, pwede naman po na ipacheck sa food tech or pwede po kayo mismo, kung ano lang po yung literal na ginamit nyo dun sa inyong product, yun lang din naman po yung isa-cite natin in decreasing order. Kanino po ipapacheck yung nutrition facts? Okay. Yung nutrition facts po, meron po tayong mga third-party laboratory sa Philippines. Pwede nyo pong ipadala po doon yung inyong mga products for analysis. And then sila na rin po yung magko-compute po. And after computation, magtatabulate and in commercial product presentation ng inyong NutriFacts. So darating na po sa inyo yung document ng nutritional analysis, complete nutritional analysis na po yun. So pwede nyo na pong ilagay yun dun sa inyong in tabular form. Pwede nyo na pong ilagay yun dun sa inyong product labeling. Kung wala pong ibang employee sa company, pwede po ba mag-hire ng ibang gagawa ng e-application form? Pwede naman po. Yun lang po, kailangan natin ngang i-authorize. Ina-encourage po ni FDA na employee yung gagawa ng application, ng e-application. Pero kung wala naman po talaga, meron naman po mga technicals na pwede pong tumulong sa industriya na gumawa po ng e-application. Kailangan nyo lang pong i-authorize yung personnel po na yun para po doon sa inyong e-application. Kailangan ba ipapadala, ito po question, kailangan pa ba ipadala sa kanila yung mismong item? Nung sinaunang panahon, nung dating panahon po, nagpapadala pa po ng actual item. Pero ngayon po, tulad ng na-mention ko, kaya dun sa kung na-remember niyo po yung slide, na nagre-require na si FDA ng product pictures in all angles, hindi na po kailangan na ipadala pa yung actual food item. Okay. Yung picture na lang po ng food item, yung ating kailangang isend. Basta kailangan malinaw po siya. Tapos i-upload po natin doon sa e-portal. Ano yung lot code and interpretation? Okay, so yung lot code po, ito po yung kung kailan nyo po minanufacture yung inyong produkto. Mga ano po ito, pwedeng combination po ng numbers and then months na kung kailan nyo po minanufacture yung inyong produkto, kung kailan nyo po ibinote yung inyong produkto. Yun po yung ating mga lot code. Diyan din po yung anong batch po yung ating combination po siya ng manufacturing and then batch number ng inyong produkto. My question pa po, what if the product is imported and repacked here in Philippines? Do we really need to submit the stability test report? Yes po. Pwede nyo naman pong hingin yon sa inyong supplier. Also, is it okay to sell the product with an ongoing FDA CPR application? Kailangan po na, since in-import nyo po yung product, kailangan nyo po ulit siyang i-register sa FDA. And then, since kung dito nyo po siya i-distribute, for sure po, iba ang nutritional format po nito. Kailangan po, i-require pa po kayo ni FDA na mag-follow po ng nutritional format in RENI. So, pwede po na, since i-repack nyo naman po siya, i-transfer nyo siya into another packaging, mag-stick na lang po kayo dun sa packaging ng sticker, citing na rin. May question pa, if the CPR application for the product is denied due to labeling issue, can we still sell the product or repack it again using the packaging with correct label? Na-deny po siya dahil sa labeling issue. Kailangan po nating mag-comply doon sa kung ano yung hihingi doon na requirement na na-found out na deficiency doon sa denial letter. Kasi hindi po tayo pwedeng mag-sell ng product dito sa Philippines na hindi po naka-register. So once FDA found out that your product was not registered, magagaya po tayo dun sa ilan. Mababandera po yung pangalan ng inyong produkto sa website na the public is being warned for this product, unregistered product. And we do not want that po na mangyari sa ating product. So better na i-comply po natin yung deficiency kung bakit na-deny yung ating application. May question pa po? Home baker. Okay. Kung home baker po kayo, tapos yung product nyo naman po ay, halimbawa, sa labas lang ng bahay nyo or sa shop nyo lang naman po siya. Hindi siya yung pang display on dito, display on groceries. Ang alam ko po dito, pwede na po na wala naman ng CPR. Kasi kung hindi naman po, ang nire-require naman po ni FDA for the CPR is yung mga pre-packaged foods po. So, pre-pack na.
Okay. Yan guys, if you have any more questions, type nyo lang dun sa comment section natin. Miss Unica, can you hear me now? Or hindi pa rin? Parang hindi pa rin. Okay. Message na lang ulit kita, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, sa pagsagot mo dun sa mga questions na sinend ko kanina. Yan.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
May question pa si Stephanie. Yan.
Naririnig ko na po.
Pero meron pang, malaki pa rin yung delay. CPR and LTO again. Kindly explain what is CPR and LTO again. Ayan. So, Steph, kanina sabi, ayan, naririnig niya daw ako. Sabi kanina yung CPR and LTO, pagkaintindi ko is para dun sa mga gustong sa mga export, yung mga products or dun sa kung gusto mo magbenta sa groceries. Yan. Yung pang display. CPR, LTO is license to operate. So sabi is for LTO to ensure the location is safe and follow the regulations. Yan. Tapos yung CPR, Certificate of Product Registration, to ensure the food is safe for consumers. So parang ganun. Yung shortcut version. Tama ba ako, Miss Unica?
Okay. So, yung question ni
Ayan.
Ma'am
Sige.
Stephanie, kindly explain what is CPR and LTO again. So again po, yung ating LTO, requirement po siya before obtaining no CPR.
Okay. So yung LTO is requirement para makakuha ka ng CPR. So LTO muna, tapos CPR, tapos FDA. So ganun yung process. So ang dami palang process na pagdadaanan. If gusto mong magbenta ng yung parang mass production talaga, yung mga naka-pack na food. For example, yung mga natin, yung mga nakikita natin sa groceries, 'di ba? So meron mga naka-individually pack na sila, yung sa mga breads, mga meron din sa groceries ng mga ensaymada and yung mga hopya, yung mga ganun. So yung mga ganun, dapat kailangan dumaan sa ganitong procedure bago mo ibigay doon sa groceries or kung sino mang reseller mo. Ayan. Ay, nawala na naman si ma'am. Okay. So sabi ni Miss Maria, tanong ni Miss Maria, kung home baker po tapos nag-apply ng LTO at CPR, magagawa ng inspection ng FDA on-site, meaning papasok ang FDA sa bahay ko. Ayan. So, copy-paste ko muna to. Itong question ni Miss Maria. Sorry Parang hindi, no? Kasi sinabi kanina, hindi naman na ipapadala yung mismong item eh. So, everything can be done online. Yung application, it can be done online. So, pupunta lang kayo doon sa website ng FDA and then you can file your application there. Pero meron palang part doon na inspection. Yun pala yun. So, yun. So, kailangan, kasi they have to ensure din na na you're following the rules and regulation na naka-indicate doon. So, kasi syempre, i-represent natin yung products natin to our customers. So, they have to be sure na tama yung mga pinagagawa mo, tama yung location mo, maayos. Tapos yung katulad ng mga na-discuss natin last time from the previous webinars. So, balikan ninyo yon kung ano yung mga dapat nyong gawin dun sa location ninyo. Para pagdating dito sa step na to, dito sa CPR LTO application, handa na kayo, 'di ba? So kaya naman nauna nauna nating diniscuss um, yung mga, ano ba yun, yung sanitation, tapos yung pest management, nauna natin diniscuss yun bago to. Kasi ito na yung susunod na step after nun. So kung gusto ninyong mag-sell ng maramihan, yung mga nakapack na, like yung mga items na nakikita ninyo sa groceries o yung mga supermarkets, ganun. Kailangan yung dumaan sa process na ganito. Yon. So hindi kasi pwedeng ano, ibigay mo lang yung item mo doon, ay pabenta naman, 'di ba? So isa 'yun sa mga requirement na hinahanap nila bago mo makita yung products mo doon sa shelves sa supermarkets. And if you're planning to export your goods, yung iba kasi 'di ba meron kaming class yung mga nasa yung mga atsara, yung mga bottled na mga items, mga ganyan. So, yun. So, yung mga products na ganun, if there will be a time na lumaki na kayo, tapos gusto nyo siyang i-export sa ibang bansa, so, kailangan nyo ng mga ganun. Diba? Yun. So, nagko-connecting. So, naglalag daw si Ma'am Unica. So, I think, um, if you have any questions, comment lang kayo dito sa chat, I mean sa comment section dito sa page para mabalikan kayo ni Miss Unica. 'Yun. So with regards to dun sa question ni Miss Maria kanina, kung home baker po tapos nag-apply ako ng LTO and CPR, magagawa ng inspection ng FDA on site. So meaning papasok nga yung FDA sa bahay niya. So ang sagot ni Miss Unica doon is yung LTO. Ang inspection po is on the area you are doing the bread. So that's why it is important na maayos yung location ninyo. Katulad niya nung mga diniscuss natin nung mga nakaraang webinars. Okay, yon. So, what else? Ano pa ba? Yon. Kung may mga questions pa kayo, guys, don't be shy to type in your questions. Medyo may problem lang yung connection natin for tonight. Pero I guess lahat naman na nasabi ni Miss Unica kanina, kapag mayroon pa kayong mga topics na nalalabuan regarding dito sa topic na to. Yung mga question, kung meron pa kayong bumabagabak ng mga questions dyan sa utak ninyo. Ayan. Message na lang kami. Okay? Yan. Ay, dyan pala dito sa comments dito sa page namin para mabasa ni Miss Unica and she can reply to you guys. And if you have any, you can also contact Miss Unica sa kanyang, sa Facebook profile na lang siguro. Mas maganda. PM kayo sa kanya. Mamaya mag-ano siya. I will ask her to comment dito sa page natin para you can ask her directly kapag meron pa kayong mga concerns. All right? So, again, wait lang, magche-check muna ako ng mga mga iba pang comments niya dito. Meron pa ba? Ayan. I guess nasagot na natin lahat. So thank you so much guys for joining us tonight. Kahit na medyo marami tayong technical difficulties tonight. Yan. So we'll just edit out the video para direct na doon sa discussion and you can watch it doon sa dashboard ninyo, doon sa site natin. All right? So thank you so much everyone and I'll see you next time po. Bye-bye.